So sorry. So sorry. I greet you in the Roma language. Oh, my Roma friends and family. They're not my friends. They're my family. I told you that. I found my people. My people are the Christian people. But I'm not Ukrainian. I am not Polish, although I am half and half. But I am Roma. Listen, this is funny. We brought in new members yesterday. In one service, there was 62 new members, another one, 61 new members, all been interviewed. So I'm asking where they're from. Listen, where are you from? Where are you from? And tell me where you were born after we've prayed for them and all that. So they're telling me where they were born because we love to collect countries like that. And in the 9 o'clock service where this happened, they were from everywhere. I'm telling you, Central America, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, everywhere, Trinidad, Jamaica, Haiti. So one young lady says she's from Russia. And then on the other side of the altar area, like 2 minutes later, where are you from? This other one's, I'm from the Ukraine. So I have this thought, let me bring them both up because, you know, the war going on. So I bring up the Russia, I bring up the Ukraine. And I don't hear my grandson, Pastor Luke, whispering to me, trying to get my attention. Papa, they're cousins, but I don't know that. They're cousins. And they're in the Sanctus ministry, 18 through 29. So I say to the people, look, Russia, the Ukraine, and they hug each other, but I don't know they're cousins. The place goes wild. And I say, what the UN can't do, God can do. And they're cousins. Not the most beautiful moment of my life. But no one knew it except the people who knew them. But God does make peace between people. Psalm 131, my heart is not proud. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me, David says, the psalmist. But I have calmed and quieted myself. I am like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. Israel, put your hope in the Lord, both now and forevermore. 3 verses, but good, powerful, right? So my heart is not proud, Lord. My eyes are not haughty. Oh, would to God we can all say that. By the grace of God, let's humble ourselves. I'm not proud. What does he give as a manifestation of that humility? I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. See, when we're full of pride, we think we know everything. And we have the answer for everything. No Bible question is too hard. We know everything. Know everything. And the truth is, we don't know everything. So he said, and he gives indication here, that the humble person knows their limitations. I'm not saying I'm humble, but if something electrical goes off in my office, I will never try to fix it because I can't even spell the word electricity, much less fix it. And that goes for anything on a computer. That goes for anything to do with a broken chair, anything to do with carpentry, anything to do with anything. There's like 400 categories where I am really, really dumb. But I know I'm dumb. That's a good thing. So you get help. And you don't try to figure out things you can't figure out. David said, my heart is humble. I'm not trying to figure out the answer to every question. So, Pastor Cymbala, I read this new book about prophecy because, you know, the last days are here again. They used to be here, then they were here in the 60s, then they were in the 80s, and then the Iraq War, and then this, and then 9/11, and and now this is what this means, that you have it all figured out. Mazel tov. Congratulations. I don't. But I know this. Jesus died for sinners, and they can be born again. And he told us to go into all the world, spread the gospel. He'd never leave us. He has a peace that passes all understanding. He can fill our hearts with love and replace prejudice and hate and animosity. Oh, those things I know. Oh, I know those. Some of these other things, that's your opinion. I read a book with another opinion, whatever. I don't get myself stumbling on matters too great for me, but I have calmed and quieted myself like a weaned child with its mother. Notice the repetition for emphasis in the Hebrew scriptures. I'm like a weaned child with his mother, like a weaned child, I am content. I have Jesus, and I am content. How about it? You ever see a weaned child laying it on its mother's breast, sucking the milk? So content, sleeping. David said, that's how I am with my Lord. I'm content, like a weaned child. I have God, and all his resources are mine. So I have everything I need. Oh, yes. People make fun of that song, really intellectual people, like, I heard you in your church singing, he is all I need. He is all I need. Jesus is all I need. That's all you need. Yeah, he's all I need. Because in him, he'll supply all of my needs. Oh, stop being so simplistic and being just, anti-intellectual. No, he is all I need. Can you say that today? Doesn't mean we don't go out and look for a job when we're unemployed. Doesn't mean we go to a food market to buy food, like he's going to put it on the table and fry it himself. No. But in the deepest sense of life, Jesus is all we need. And when you have that kind of faith, when God helps us to trust him, we're like a weaned child. When it's all up to you and you got to figure everything else, you become a worrywart. Just worried. What's going to happen? You get all changa, as they say in Puerto Rico. Just frenetic, worried, anxious. But when you're trusting God and walking with him, walking in the Spirit, what a peace. I know, but what if? Whatever. He knows what's coming down the road, and he will supply my every need. Lord, help us to believe that and trust in you and be like a weaned child leaning on his mother. Have a wonderful, peaceful day. Amen. So here's a comment filled with emotion, pathos. Psalm 60, Judith says, so true. So is S-O-O, all caps. About looking to God for our source for everything. I'm learning this as my husband is fading away from Alzheimer's. Sorry to hear that. And the nest egg, quote unquote, has changed. I'm learning that it's not just financially that he wants to supply, but in every other way. Oh God, satisfy all my needs. You know what they are. That is an excellent testimony and word which should encourage us. In every way, he supplies our needs. Sometimes we just have the physical part, the money, this, that, the new job, but oh, God knows us. And we're so intricately made, and he satisfies every longing of the soul. Only Jesus, a man wrote years ago, can satisfy your soul. Amen.